What's going on, everybody? It's Carl Dukes back for the Dukes Dump. Who am I dumping on today? Well, stick around. Hey, guys, once again, invite you to check out the show Dukes and Bell, 2 to 7, Monday through Friday, right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. First and foremost, though, a big shout out to Atlanta United. What a win yesterday against DC United, a team we could not beat last season. And a record-breaking crowd at Mercedes-Benz. Hey! Well, you get the gist, right? And that's why I'm sporting my gear today. Big shout out to all of the supporter groups. Terminus Legion, what is up? I have your scarf too. The Faction, big shout out to the Faction. Thank you guys for everything you do. And of course, Resurgence. Thank you guys for hanging out with Dukes and Bell, but more importantly, all the support you give our Atlanta United. And the scarf that I'm wearing is Footy Mob. Thank you guys. So a big shout out to all the supporter groups as we get started today. All right, guys, it is March Madness. This is the week we've all been waiting for. Selection Sunday was last night, and now we know who's in the tournament and who's not. So what's Vegas saying about the tournament? Well, they're saying that Villanova has the best odds to win, 5 to 1. Duke at 6 to 1. Virginia 6 to 1. Michigan State 8 to 1. Arizona's 15 to 1. I like them. And Purdue is 18 to 1. Everybody else kind of falls in that 20 to 1 from there, including Carolina, who's 18 to 1, Cincinnati 22 to 1. So, listen, I don't know who you like in this tournament. There are a couple of teams that were expected to get in that did not. One of them, St. Mary's. It's a travesty they're not in. Shame on the committee for not putting St. Mary's in the NCAA tournament. USC is also out of the tournament. UCLA, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Those two teams, though, didn't make it, and they were expected to. But there are a couple of teams that were also left out of the tournament that everybody thought might get in. Louisville. Why do you guys think Louisville didn't get in? Yeah, that whole FBI investigation thing, maybe the tournament coming, they didn't want to talk about it, so the committee leaves them out. Shame on the committee. They are number 23 in the country, ranked by Vegas. They should be in, and also St. Bonaventure should have been in. Either way, the committee makes mistakes every year, and we'll talk more about it today on Dukes and Bell starting at 2 o'clock. But if you are looking at the tournament, and this is something we go through every year as we talk about, hey, what team should I pick? How should I fill out my bracket? Because I don't know about you. We have a lot of fun here at the office. It's all for fun. It's not for money. It's all for fun. It's not for money. And we all pick our brackets. So I'm going to give you some things to look at here as we talk about not picking teams in your bracket. How do you go about this? You know, and every year we have this conversation. Oh, I like this team's colors. I don't know that much about this team. I like their mascot. All right, so let me give you some rules of engagement as you get ready to embark on March Madness and filling out your tournament, all right? First of all, don't pick all the number 1 seeds to get to San Antonio this year. That's where the Final Four is, and all 4 won't get there. Well, how do you know that, Dukes? Because it's only happened once in the history of the NCAA tournament. 2008, all 4 seeds got there. That's it. So don't go through your bracket going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and picking all the 1 seeds. Hey, do not pick a team with 30 victories. Now you're going, wait a minute, that means they won a lot. Why would I not do that? Because traditionally in the tournament, teams that have 30 or more wins usually don't win it all. Kentucky did it in 2012. Kansas did it in 2008. That was the year I just said that 4 number 1s went. But remember the year Kentucky was 38-0? Yeah, I was there. Wisconsin beat them. They had a monster squad, and they were supposed to run through the tournament. They get to the Final Four, and they choked it away. Also, remember the year before, Wichita State, they were 34-0, and they ended up losing. All I'm saying is be careful when you pick those 30 victory teams. Hey, but what you do need to do is pick a number 1 seed to win it all. And the reason for that is that's what happens in this tournament. Number 1 seeds dominate. And when you look on Monday night, championship night, it's going to be 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. It's not going to be the 15th seed. All of that stuff will have played out in the first couple of weeks. Hey, Don't pick a Cinderella to win it all. This is what I'm talking about. The Blue Bloods rule college basketball on the last night of college basketball. Tradition says so. And here's another thing. If you do pick a Cinderella to get to the Final Four, make sure that you're picking one with history and tradition. Gonzaga used to be considered a mid-major. They're not anymore. You know, Butler, they got to a couple of Final Fours. Those programs are established. They're getting as good of players as anybody in the country. So if you're going to pick a Cinderella, pick one that is established. Here's the other thing. Do not pick a number 16 seed to upset a number 1. I'm going to say that again because somebody is going to do this, and then you're going to go, why did I do that? Do not pick a number 16 seed to upset a number 1. The reason is simple. It's never happened. It's never happened. Don't do it. By the way, if you are going to pick a couple of upsets, pick a 15 seed. You can do that. Now, I'm going to give you a couple examples. 8 times a number 15 seed has knocked off a number 2 seed. It's pretty good. You look back in the history of upsets, the main one, especially in round 1, 12 versus 5. That's where you want to look. Those are where the upsets happen. 12 versus 5. The number 12 seed has pulled off 20 upsets in the past 10 tournaments. Those are legitimate numbers. That's where you need to be looking if you're going to go upset city, as Dick Vitale would say. Upset city! Hey, guys, it's the Duke's Dump. It's episode 9. And we do this, all right, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, this week I'll actually be out. We'll do one coming off of the tournament next Monday. Wednesday, I'll have a special guest next week, and then we'll do one the following Friday. But tell your friends about it. Make sure you like us on Facebook and you follow us across all social media platforms. And follow me on Twitter at PutEmUp, and you can follow me on the Instagram and all social media platforms as well. A couple of other notes, and then we'll move on to our next topic before I get to things I hate. Trust the Big Ten? I don't. I know the Big Ten is a good basketball conference, but 2 Big Ten teams made it to the Final Four in 2015. Neither one of them won the title. Everybody's talking about Michigan State. They have a very good shot, but trust the Big Ten at your own risk. I don't necessarily trust them to win it all. Stay away from Kansas. Stay away from Kansas. Why? Bill Self has done an amazing job at Kansas. As a matter of fact, they own the Big 12. They've been the number 1 seed 13 times in this tournament. Yet they made the Final Four just once since winning the national championship in 2008. Those odds don't bode well. I am staying away from Kansas. All right, as we move on, NFL free agency is about to start. And I'm super excited for the Falcons. I'm excited for what's going to happen. I'm excited for how this draft is going to turn out and what this team is going to look like in 2018. But please realize that the Falcons don't have any money. They don't. We're at about $17 million right now. And over the weekend, you know, our producer on the show, his name's AT, he texts me and he says, stop saying the Falcons haven't done anything. They signed Bleedy Ray Wilson. They haven't done anything. With that said, I don't expect them to do too much because they don't have a lot of cap room. Now, maybe the capologist there at Falcon Land and Flowery Branch will come up with some amazing way to move the money around and re-sign Matt and take care of all the needs we need to take care of and maybe go out and get a big free agent splash. But I doubt it. And the tampering period starts today. Over the next couple of days, teams can reach out to potential free agents and basically talk to their agents or those players and say, hey, we're interested, you're interested, do you want to do a deal? We want to do a deal. What's it going to take? And then Wednesday, boom, all of it kicks in. And you'll see teams with a lot of money making splashes, like the Cleveland Browns. They have a lot of money to spend. We necessarily don't. So with that said, what does it look like right now for the Falcons? Well, we signed kicker Matt Bryant. What up, Money Matt? He's back, and thank God he is. Adrian Claiborne, I think he's gone. Derek Coleman, our fullback, I think he's gone. Taylor Gabriel, who came on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we asked him, he said, we'll see. He now knows. He's gone. Offensive lineman, Ben Garland, they're looking to upgrade that position. I don't think Garland's back. Kamal Ishmael, he's gone. Linebacker, safety type. You also look at Dontari Poe. Now, Poe put out an interesting tweet last week when he went on XM Radio and said, hey, I would love to be back with the Falcons. We'll see where it goes. I respect Dan Quinn. I had so much fun, yada, yada, yada. And he kind of left the door open. The bottom line, though, is I think Dontari Poe is going to command a lot more in the free agent market than the Falcons can pay him. Andre Roberts, our return man, gone. Tia Rubin, a guy that came in and basically was a run stopper and run support. Very good player. If you can sign him for less and bring him back, I'm cool with that. But I don't necessarily know if they're going to do that if they draft a defensive tackle. And we're getting Jack Crawford back as well, which is going to help the interior line. Courtney Upshaw, like what he did for the Falcons. I thought he was overrated. He came in and did a really good job. I think he's gone. Sean Weatherspoon wants to come back. Spoon, it's been real. I don't see why they would do that. And Nick Williams, little itty-bitty Nick Williams, slot receiver, seems to make the team every year. I think he's probably gone too. I'm just laying this out, guys, to say there's a lot of guys on this team that helped us get back to the playoffs that won't be here. How do you feel those voids? This is a big offseason for Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff. This is a big offseason. This is our window. Do we continue to get better and make runs towards the Super Bowl, or do we start to fall off? We've seen other teams do it. I'm curious to see what happens in free agency. Last but not least, here on the Duke Stump, episode 9. Appreciate you guys checking me out here on Facebook. Things I hate. And this is how I end my segment every week, whether it's 10 minutes, 15, 20. And on Wednesdays, we do a Facebook Live where you can interact and hang out and actually ask questions. So tell your friends Wednesday at around 11:30, and I'll take your questions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be what I'm talking about. It can be about something that's been on your mind, something that you want to talk about, something you and your boy were kicking it around, whatever. We'll chop it up. Wednesdays around 11:30, Facebook Live. Things I hate. You know, I grew up in a time where I would tell my mom, I'm going out to play. And my mom would say, see you when you get back, you know when dinner's ready. Now, I want to preference this by saying I know we live in a different society and we're not as trusting and we certainly want to protect our kids, but I'm going to get to the point that I'm getting to in a second. And I would leave the house and I'd be gone for hours. And my mom had no idea, or my father, what was going on, where I was at, or what I was doing. Now, as I got older and became a teenager, and we're going back prior to cell phones, guys, you might have to call and check in depending on where you were. But if your parents knew the parents of the people that the house you were going to, or the friends, pretty much, you could stay out for hours. And nobody knew where you were. Now, fast forward to the age of cell phones. If you're a child now, and I can speak to this because of my kids, right? She leaves or he leaves, you immediately want a text message to know they got to where they were going, even if you dropped them off. And more importantly, as soon as they leave to wherever they're going next, you want to know. Call me, text me, FaceTime me. We're in constant communication with our children these days. We know where they are, and we can put our hands on them. My parents had no idea what I was doing, where I was, or what I was doing. And I wasn't doing anything bad. The point is, why is it now that everything has to be documented? Now, don't get me wrong. Birthdays, anniversaries, I get that. Parties, special occasions. But if I'm in a room with a woman and we're smoking weed and maybe there might be some cocaine on the table, that might not be a good idea to document it. Odell Beckham, what are you doing? Over the weekend, a report comes out that there's an 8 or 9 second video of a woman with Odell Beckham who's laying in a bed with a pizza box, munchies, and some brown-looking cigarettes or cigars, and then a pan to the table where there are lines of white stuff lined up. And I've said to why are you recording this? If that, in fact, is you and you're doing those things, Odell Beckham, why are you recording it? Why is she recording it? And more importantly, you're asking the New York Football Giants for more money than any wide receiver in the NFL, but yet this video comes out. Now, Odell Beckham has said nothing about it. He was overseas doing some kind of tour. But this is what I hate. You don't have to document every single thing you do. And especially if it's something that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. I don't know about you, but there's plenty of things that I document, and there's plenty of things that I don't. The things that I don't document, not that I'm doing anything illegal, mind you, that's not. But the things I don't document, there's a reason for. I'm not putting that out to the public because I don't want you to know about it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't. I'm in a room, maybe smoking weed, maybe getting high off of coke. Let's make sure we get this on tape. Help me understand. I don't understand it. And I absolutely hate that people feel like they have to post everything. Understand that everyone has someone to answer to. If you're independently wealthy, God bless you. Do what you want to do. But most of us have a boss. Most of us work in the corporate world of America, in which somehow that video is going to show up and probably affect your future employment somewhere. Odell Beckham, I hope you get as much money as you deserve. But there's a chance that you might not, because someone felt inclined or were feeling good that night that they had to record the video that might put your future in jeopardy. I don't know. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing. Put the phones down, people. Hey, with that, appreciate you stopping by. It's the Duke's Dump. We do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Big shout out to Atlanta United. Hey, big win at home, and they're back at home next Saturday. Make sure you tune into the show 2 to 7 right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game today. Dukes and Bell, and we'll be talking about a variety of things. NCAA tournament, United, free agency, just some of the things. Who knows what else happens, man? It's lots of fun. Just tune in and check it out. With that, have a great day, and put 'em up!